So Forbes just listed the top 5 jobs that AI agents are already doing better than humans. And I know, Forbes is not exactly the most reputable source. They have a lot of clickbait going on, but the article does have some really good points that are worth addressing. And I have personal experience with a lot of these different types of tools in my business and businesses and in applications I'm doing for clients. And I want to kind of explain where they get it right in their breakdown, but also where they get it wrong and what that actually means for you and me and other guys who want to be relevant, respected, and financially free moving forward. I'll give you an example of a point I think they get right, which is that Gartner predicts that 40% of enterprise apps will feature these 5 agent tasks this year. So guys, understanding how these enterprises, how these apps are going to be functioning moving forward really puts you at a competitive advantage when your company says, hey guys, we're doing this. And listen, if you've been subscribed to the channel, this probably isn't much of a surprise to you because we've been covering companies spending millions, tens of billions of dollars on AI app infrastructure. And again, we're talking a little bit more about AI agents this year. And I do want to highlight what an AI agent means because an AI agent is less of a tool and it's more of an employee. You give it a goal, it breaks it into steps, completes the steps, and intelligently adjusts when things go wrong. These AI agents are the future, and if I had to look at 2026 in one specific type of way, this is the year we stop looking at AI as just a tool that we use, like a calculator, like a search tool, but we start to look at it as an actual employee or as an assistant that can perform multiple tasks. And as a side note, I've been completely blown away with Claude recently. I've been using it, playing with Claude Cowork is just really kind of transformed the way I think about work and about AI. You know, I give it a task, I watch it control my screen. So I have 3 screens, it pops open one screen, it's controlling my screen, it's telling me what it's doing, it's completing the task, it's building software, it's building dashboards, it's adjusting what I want it to adjust, it's putting stuff in branded colors and text. It's actually really, really mind-blowing what it's possible. And just as a quick side note before we get into the video, I will say that I've got a workshop coming up. I'm teaming up with a buddy of mine who's just blowing my mind with what he's doing. We've got a workshop coming up in a couple weeks. If you want to get on the wait list, it's going to be limited, but if you want to get on the wait list, shoot me an email, mark@marksavantmedia.com, and I'll give you the information about it when enrollment opens up. That's mark@marksavantmedia.com. We're really focusing on Claude and how to use Claude to build solutions and build apps, which I think is probably going to be one of the most important skills moving forward. So anyway, shoot me an email if that's interesting to you. If not, that's cool. Let's get on with the video. What are the 5 most popular AI agents being deployed right now this year? And the first on this list that Forbes gives us is the email manager. And listen, if you've ever opened your email inbox and you've seen a ton of junk, like that's Monday mornings for me is basically going through all that crap. Well, an AI agent can quickly and easily sort your emails and highlight what you need and even make drafts and replies based on your tone. And again, this is interesting to me because I get a lot of emails from potential sponsors on the channel. So thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel and liking, subscribing, all that stuff. Anyway, I get a bunch of emails. Well, you know, I've got an email agent that I'm setting up. It's not set up yet, so I'm gonna be straight with you. It's not set up yet, but this idea of having an AI agent that reads those emails, writes the responses, puts in drafts to these sponsors, puts in my pitch deck is pretty interesting to me. I'll let you know once that's set up because again, on this channel, I just wanna share everything that I'm building and working on and being specific. However, I will just give you a word of warning. I was talking to a buddy of mine, the same buddy of mine who's putting on the workshop, and we were talking about one of the uses that Claude recommends when you start setting up Claude Cowork. It says, hey, give me access to all of your files and we'll help organize them. And he said, when he did that, it moved stuff all around, all over the place. And while it might look cleaner on the front end, he doesn't know where anything is anymore. And so it was that, when he told me, I was like, okay, I was kind of considering doing the Claude Cowork desktop cleanup. Not gonna do it because it's gonna end up hiding stuff in double-click folders that you're never gonna be able to find. So again, this is just one of the reasons to be sub the channel and to join the various workshops we've got going, because we wanna get you set up in the right way because, and this is one of the reasons I've been kind of hesitant to implement AI agents into my email workspace because I don't want it like moving stuff and deleting stuff that I just like to have a little bit of control. But you know, there's this balance, guys. We need to be thinking about how the world works moving forward, how we can leverage these tools and these agents while also making sure that it doesn't have a detrimental effect. Okay, number 2 on Forbes list here is a lead researcher. And I like to think of this as kind of like an AI SDR, you know? It's gonna pull prospects, contacts, it's gonna look at company data for prospects, it's gonna write personal outreach, load data into CRMs, it's gonna do all that legwork that you were probably doing manually, or you maybe had an SDR who was doing manually. And one of the projects I've got working for a client of mine, it's on probably our late Q2, Q3 agenda, is to, so just a little bit of context here, I do marketing for a SaaS company that focuses on helping Amazon sellers sell more on Amazon, optimize listings, beat out the competitors, rank in the top of search, etc. And one of our strategies here is to use all of our data, scrape all of the top Amazon listings, and do outreach to these sellers to try to get them to try our work. Well, the original plan was, well, we're gonna have an SDR go in and do all this work. Well, what if we could have Claude Cowork or another AI agent go in and do all that scraping? Okay, it could scrape it, it could write the email, it can write the DMs, it can write the emails, it can get company data, it can write drafts all in our voice. Very, very interesting. And look, the reality is once we get this set up and we connect Claude to our HubSpot CRM and explain like what the step-by-step process is, it could be a huge game changer. Now, again, I don't want to say that it's going to totally work yet. I like to speak from experience. And so speaking of experience, I do have some thoughts on AI prospecting tools. I don't know if you've had any experience with it, put it in the comments below. But about 6 months ago, I started using some AI prospecting tools on LinkedIn specifically. And it was really cool at first, but it kind of lost the personalization. I didn't see a ton of conversions on it. And, you know, could be that I just need to spend more time on it. It also did require more manual actions than I would have liked. I would have liked to just set it and forget it. You know, but in here, because here's the second part, guys. These AI agents have almost made LinkedIn unusable. Am I the only one who thinks this? Like going on LinkedIn and looking at my DMs, it's just like every DM is wall of text from a clearly automated outbound with a link to join. And like, I don't love it. I kind of think it's gross, but on the flip side, you know, you can't compete with that scale. You know what I mean? We're kind of like, when it comes to prospecting and finding new clients, the reality is this: all these tools, all these enterprise tools, all these CRMs, all these AI agents they're already flooding the internet, let's be clear. But moving forward, it's gonna be more ubiquitous. Every CRM, you show up to work and they'll be like, these are all the leads for the day, right? The problem here is that we're kind of in this if you can't beat them, join them type of situation. Because if company A is deploying these AI agents for prospecting, they'll be able to reach 1,000 people a day. Whereas if you deploy an SDR, they might reach 20 to 30 people a day. You can't compete with the scale. And let's also be clear, the AI agents are getting better and better. They're just gonna be, maybe in some cases even better than that SDR that you're paying $10 an hour to that lives in Bangladesh, okay? Again, we kind of run into this situation where I can't compete with them, so I have to join them. And does that make the internet better? Probably not. I would rather have a more personalized situation online. But let's take that one step further. If the entire internet, if all the DMs, if all the emails are all AI agents, well, then you're probably gonna have AI agents that are responding to them. This is already happening, by the way, on LinkedIn. So then all of a sudden, it's just it's an overwhelming mass of AI agents speaking to AI agents, just burning tokens, which is fantastic for the AI companies. But at the end of the day, I think practically, it's probably not gonna get you what you really want, which is leads for your business. And so to kind of complete this thought, moving forward over the next several years, you're gonna need to be using, I believe you're gonna need to use AI agents for outbound and inbound, A, but B, you're gonna need to think differently. The way they're gonna land deals, guys, is not actually gonna be through these AI automation, outreach, outbound, inbound softwares. You're gonna need to think differently. Shaking hands, in person, YouTube, personal brand stuff. I just think that that's gonna be the way to go. All right, cool, let's keep moving on. The next item on their list of AI agent jobs that are overtaking humans is schedule coordinator. Manage the diary, meeting prep, follow-ups after meetings. Coordination is all simplified with agentic systems. And you probably have an assistant now, and you don't necessarily need to fire your assistant, but what if your assistant could be much more efficient using these AI tools? And I actually love AI for this. I think this is one of the best uses for AI, because especially if you have a well set up CRM, which I'll talk about just in another moment, but I'll give you an example. One of my favorite tools over the past several months, and I'm not even gonna call it a tool, I'm gonna call it an employee, is my Fathom AI note taker. This tool is absolutely amazing. It is literally an assistant that follows me into every meeting that I have on Zoom, and it takes notes, it gives transcripts, it highlights certain sections of the call that are important, it feeds all of that. All those calls, by the way, get fed into the CRM automatically. So it's following me around, it's taking notes, and not only is it taking notes, but I can have a conversation with it. So I can, for example, I have salespeople that are connected to this. I can go into a call that one of my salespeople had and say like, hey, what did John Smith do really well in this call? What could he have done better? Boom, 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 boom. It is unbelievable, and all this information is updated into the CRM. And listen, I'll put a link in the description below somewhere. So if you want to try Fathom, you can try it. It's a free trial. You get all their tools for free. It's definitely worth trying. It is one of my favorite AI agent tools right now. And again, one of the common themes that I want to just highlight here is the better you using all these tools, the better the data that you have that goes into them, they all synergize together. All right, the next AI agent employee that's doing this job better than humans, according to Forbes, is a report generator. So this is doing weekly performance summaries, pipeline snapshots, financial digest. And again, in the past, what you probably have been doing, what you do now, is you have an assistant, or maybe you spend your weeks or your days before important meetings, pulling all this data together. But what if you had an AI agent that pulled all the relevant data together, summarizes it all, puts it into a nice clean report? And by the way, again, this is something that I've really been loving with Claude Cowork, is just being able to say, hey, go into my Google Ads account, see what's working, see what's not working, find the best keywords, find the worst keywords, what's my customer acquisition cost here, there. It is really, really cool. And with Claude Cowork, it just opens up my screen and starts going to town. I've done that with our email. I've done that with Meta ads. I've done that with Google ads. It's obviously, I think, better if it's integrated, if you have a direct integration with your CRM. I've used it for that too. But I really like the report generator. It's super slick. And by the way, the quality that you're gonna get with that report in the spreadsheet is probably better than you're gonna get with most, just by doing it by hand. I will say, by the way, though, that it's not always accurate. Sometimes it gives you bunk info. So sometimes I'll have to have a little bit of a conversation going back and forth with Claude to get all the data I like. Plus, again, it puts into pie charts, puts into bar graphs, spreadsheets. You can do all kinds of really, really cool stuff with that. But you do need to take a minute to review the data. However, I tell it what to do. It goes off, it does it. We meet back after 30 minutes to an hour, and I can review all the information and make adjustments from there. So report generating, really, really good. The key to getting the most out of it is to have reliable data, accurate context, and a great prompt. All of that is very, very, very important, especially with Claude, where you need .md files, you need the right skills set up, you need to know how to give it the best directions, not just the best prompt directions, but the best information on the back end to get the best result. We're gonna be going into this a little bit in the workshop, which again, workshop's coming up. It's gonna be great. Money back guarantee on it. If you're interested in the workshop, if you think this could be a good fit, if you think that AI could change your life, your business, if you think you'd learn some skills, just shoot me an email, mark@marksmontmedia.com. If it's a good fit, great. If not, that's okay. But it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. When my friend Daniel showed me what he's done, and I said, we gotta combine forces, it's gonna be really good. So anyway, shoot me an email if you want interest. I can put you on the wait list, mark@marksmontmedia.com. Okay, the number 5 item here that Forbes predicts is gonna be replacing humans, it already does the work better than humans, is a first-line customer support. This is FAQs, this is routing issues, this is drafting response. And quite frankly, these are kind of all table stakes at this point. What really makes the magic happen, again, is integrating all these systems together so that it's constantly learning, improving, and iterating. And again, I think this is gonna be a big value for enterprises and large softwares. I honestly, I'm just gonna put it out here, I actually love AI. I love a good AI tech support on a website, because getting in touch with customer service can be a pain in the butt. And typically, if they have a decent AI customer support on the website, that'll resolve 80% of the problems or questions I have. In worst case, it says, hey, got your message, we forwarded it to someone that can help you out. We'll take it over from there. And at least for me, that helps me to kind of close the loop. Okay, I had a problem, I can't solve it, but they're gonna have someone get back to me. I think it's really, really great. And one of the things that we've also seen in the past is audio AI. So you can actually call and talk to someone. I actually highlighted this. I'll post a link to the video here. I have a friend of mine who runs a very large auto mechanic region for a very popular brand. You would know it if I said it. And he said, Mark, we have 24/7 customer support. It's all AI. People don't know it's AI. And it's actually responsible for 20% of our booked appointments in our place. And it's unbelievable. It was really, he actually showed me some audio. He's like, let me play you some calls. I was blown away at how good it was in the conversations that real customers were having. So AI agents, phone support is here. It is a big deal. We've seen it with Klarna. We've seen it with Salesforce. They are firing thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Both companies have laid off half of their customer service staff in lieu of AI agents. AI agents are not going right now. To be fair, there is some quality control that can pop up. And in some cases like Klarna, they had to hire people back. Same thing as with Salesforce. It's looking like they're probably gonna hire people back. Regardless, that AI customer first, customer service agents are a huge deal. And just to kind of tie a quick bow on this, I've mentioned it a couple times before, I just wanna kind of highlight this again, is that all these systems feed on each other. Okay, the better your data in your CRM is, the better your caller assistant's going to be, the better your lead researcher is going to serve, the better your customer service is going to work out. I mean, again, this is another just really kind of straightforward and simple idea. Love that car. Wow, listen to that exhaust. Pain in the butt. Anyway. The better you're, like for example, with Fathom, it's recording all of our notes from all of our calls. Well, we can use all those customer support calls, we can use all those sales calls, and we can use all the complaints, the issues, the solutions. We can use all of that to feed our other AI agents. So we're kind of, what we're looking at here over the coming years is how can we build this full 360 kind of view. So anyway, exciting time, scary time, things are gonna get crazy. I'm going a little bit long in this video, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. But if you like today's video, smash the like button. Shoot me an email if you're interested in the workshop. I can put you on the wait list. Invites are not open yet. They will be going open very soon, and we're limiting it to 20. We wanna keep it kind of intimate. We wanna make sure that you have a chance to interact with me, with Daniel, that we can really work with you to make sure that you've got an app that's working. That's at the end of the day what's important. We've even got a money back guarantee. So at the end, if you've showed up, if you've done the work, if you're not happy, we'll give you all your money back. It's not a problem. We're just excited about the future, and I'm excited about what it could mean for you. So anyway, shoot me an email. And if you like today's video, check out yesterday's video. You will like it. All right, see ya, peace.